Welcome back to New Rockstars. It's me, Tommy B, and I've assembled all my thoughts to roll out this breakdown of Transformers Rise of the Beasts. This is the second film of the franchise reboot, and it lays the ground for not only several new Transformer movies, but a Hasbro cinematic universe as well. So, let's get into it. The film opens with a narration by Optimus Primal. In Beast Wars, the Maximals are futuristic descendants of the Autobots. Thus, Optimus Primal is named after the legendary Optimus Prime. It seems the Maximals in this film follow a similar origin story. Primal explains that he and the other Maximals use the Transwarp Key, a futuristic tech that opens portals to other worlds, to narrowly escape Unicron, who is devouring their home planet. Their leader, Ape Link, sacrifices himself so that the other Maximals can escape to what appears to be prehistoric Earth. As Scourge annihilates Ape Link, we can see the emblems of his previous victims on his shoulder pad. On quick glance, I noticed a Predacon emblem and a Maximal emblem. Scourge adds Ape Link's emblem to his trophies. That bastard! Primal is the new leader, and we are on our way. Psych! Before we get into it, don't forget to check out the Breakroom's discussion of Transformers. That video is linked in the bio. Myself, Coy Jandro, and Jay Washington talked all about the movie and where we think the franchise is going. We jump to 1994 in New York City. There's an ad for Stomp on the Taxi Cab, which began its run in New York in February of 1994, and it's time to meet our humans. The human element in these movies, I think, is always tricky. I think the 2007 Transformers and Bumblebee movies handled it the best, but there are a lot of times I think the human storylines in these movies kind of sideline the Transformers, and let's be honest, that's the action we want. Besides that, the Transformers already behave like humans, complete with complex emotions and empathy. The G1 cartoon had human characters, but in the end, it was all about those Autobots and Decepticons. Okay, end rant, because I really did like our two human protagonists. First, we meet Noah, played by Anthony Ramos, aka Philip Hamilton Usnavi from In the Heights. That's right, he's singing, he's dancing, but not in this movie. We get a look at his room, and boy oh boy is this room decorated to remind us that it is the 90s. There is, of course, a Puerto Rican flag shouting out Noah's heritage, along with posters of the Wu-Tang Clan, the female R&B trio SWV, the Notorious B.I.G.'s Ready to Die album, along with the single for Big Papa, and a big poster of Nas pinned right above his desk. We see cassette tapes for De La Soul and Diana Ross. We see his dog tags letting us know that Noah was in the military. His full name is Noah Leon Diaz. He's got B-positive blood, and he's Catholic, so my mom's gonna like this movie. Hopefully God is on the side of the Autobots. Noah shows off his electronic skills by rigging a scrambler box to watch some cable for free. I may know where you can get those in Niagara Falls. And once it's working, we get a quick shot of the 1992 film Juice, starring Tupac Shakur and Omar Epps. It's here that we also establish the radio he uses to communicate with his younger brother Chris. They use code names Sonic and Tails from the Sonic the Hedgehog video game that came out for Sega Genesis in 1991. In the kitchen, the calendar on the wall lets us know that it is June 1994 specifically. There's a Game Boy on the table, and Noah is wearing a neon Air Jordan tank top that I used to rock in my chubby little boy body. Chris is rocking a Power Rangers t-shirt, which is also owned by Hasbro. The Power Rangers are now in the Hasbro portfolio, so it makes sense to see them here. Chris is suffering from sickle cell anemia, and they're way behind on the medical bills. When Noah shows up for a job interview, we see a security guard watching the O.J. Simpson Bronco chase on TV. It appears to be live, which, if that is the case, that would make this day exactly June 17th, 1994. It was a good day. After a failed job interview, Noah turns to his friend Reek, played by Toby and Wigwe, for some quick cash. And by the way, we hope Noah would use some of that cash at Nerd Riot, our friends and merch partners who make this awesome Guardians of the Galaxy album shirt that I'm wearing. Join the riot over at nerdriot.shop. Okay, back to Noah and his newfound short-lived life of crime. He and Reek head to a fundraiser full of rich people and fancy cars, and Noah manages to sneak into the garage and swipe a sick Porsche. The film's director, Stephen Caple Jr., told Empire Magazine that choosing a silver and blue Porsche 911 Carrera for Mirage was a direct nod to Michael Bay, who uses a black Porsche 964 Turbo in his film Bad Boys. Of course, Michael Bay directed a few Transformers movies you may have heard, and while those are a separate timeline from these films, it's a nice homage to the director who originally brought the Transformers into live action. Mirage's Porsche design is specifically a Porsche 911 Carrera RS 3.8, which was a European exclusive model that only had 55 made in total. So yeah, stealing this car would be very valuable. Simultaneously, Elena, played by Swarm's Dominique Fishback, is interning at a museum which gives her access to ancient artifacts. Elena is an expert in authenticating artifacts, something her boss exploits for her own personal gain. We see Elena identify an authentic Da Vinci sketch, which is actually studies for the Trivulzio Monument, some sketches he made around 1508 for a statue that was never built. Along with the artifacts she's asked to identify is a curious falcon sculpture that she claims others have misidentified. Nobody wants to listen to the intern. She manages to sneak into a locked room Breakroom after hours to get a closer look at the sculpture. She scans it and is able to trace it back to the Incas in Peru. Also, notice the cave drawings the scan references. The people depicted in the drawings are not afraid of the animals, which I think are the Maximals. Rather, they appear to be listening to them. The drawings, I think, are Cheetor, Rhinox, Optimus Primal, but no Air Razor, indicating they've been separated for some time. While investigating, she accidentally uncovers what we will learn is the Transwarp Key, or at least half of it. The key begins to set off a beacon of light which attracts the attention of Optimus Prime. Not Optimus Primal, Optimus Prime Big Truck, okay? Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Movies and TV can be great escapism, but when it's time to face things head on, BetterHelp is here to help. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service and is 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. And trust me, baby, I got a wide range. To get started, just answer a few questions about what you're looking for from therapy and what your preferences are. BetterHelp will then match you with a therapist from their network that's right for you. After that, talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether it's via text, chat, phone, or video call. I send a Raven. You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't a right fit for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge. BetterHelp gives you the same level of professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom-picked for you, more scheduling flexibility, and at a more affordable price, and that's important. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/newrockstars. That's BETTERHELP.com/newrockstars for 10% off your first month of therapy. Give yourself the gift of therapy. Meanwhile, back in the garage, Noah's having second thoughts about stealing a car, but his attempts at leaving are thwarted as the car comes to life upon hearing Optimus Prime's command to assemble. This is no Porsche, baby. This is Mirage, voiced by Pete Davidson. And by the way, he does an amazing job. He plays a great Autobot, reminded me of the 80s cartoon with the quippy comments and a great comedic delivery. Lay off Pete Davidson in this movie, guys. He's a great Autobot. There's an awesome police chase that we saw in all the trailers. Mirage duplicates, and it also duplicates an image of Noah, which I do not think was included in the trailer. At one point, he flips the bird to the police. Not a smart move. Mirage evades the police and heads to a warehouse where we meet RC and Bumblebee and a very pissed off Optimus Prime. Remember, this isn't your mid-2000s Optimus Prime crying about protecting humans. This Optimus thinks humans stink. But there's that damn beacon, which leads to the Transwarp Key, and the Autobots gotta go get it before someone bad does. And since it's a museum, and most Transformers don't fit into door frames, Mirage volunteers Noah to sneak in, which foreshadows a theme of humans being needed to get into small spaces, while the Transformers do the heavy lifting. By the way, Noah only agrees to help because Mirage shows him he can turn into any car, and will let Noah sell him after he completes his mission, which is kinda effed up if you ask me. The Autobots aren't the only ones who notice the beacon has lit up. Scourge, Nightbird, and Battletrap make the most dramatic landing in the Hudson since Sully and join the race to find the beacon. Optimus reminds us they've been on Earth for 7 years, which tracks with the timeline established in Bumblebee, which took place in 1987. Scourge tells Optimus that Primus would be ashamed. Primus is the living creator god of the Transformer race, whose body became the planet Cybertron. Primus is also the twin brother of Unicron. Should have eaten him in the womb. After Air Razor saves the day, she and the surviving Autobots meet up and she explains that she is a Maximal, a warrior from both your past and future. This is again in reference to the time-bending nature of the Maximals' arrival on Earth. She also mentions Unicron, which causes Optimus Prime to react. Clearly, Unicron has been a threat for a long time to all Autobots. She also reveals that the key that Scourge and Co. escaped with is only half of the key, and the other half is hidden away for safety. Elena has identified the location of the second part of the key, and the plan is set to travel down to Peru. Before they leave, Noah has to say goodbye to his little bro, but Mirage makes too much noise and Chris discovers him. Noah says the giant robot is a friend from work, which Mirage balks at and points out that Noah's been inside him, potentially the most crass joke in a Transformers movie ever, but also probably foreshadowing what's to come in Act 3. First, we need to get to Peru. How are they getting there? Stratosphere, baby, voiced by John DiMaggio, my favorite robot designed for bending. Stratosphere was previously seen in the old films as a Lockheed C-130 Hercules, but in this movie, he's a sputtering old cargo plane. And we also get to see him in robot mode for the first time on film. Look at that adorable aviator hat. Stratosphere is big enough to fit the whole crew, and we land in Cusco, Peru, just in time for a giant festival. Also joining the gang in Peru is Wheeljack, this time voiced by Cristo Fernandez, aka Danny Rojas from Ted Lasso. Transforming is life. His exchange about racism with Noah is really funny and also kind of a thinker. The parade features a giant rhino and a cheetah, and I believe an ape in the background, and I can't help but wonder if this festival is actually a celebration of the Maximals, or at least their legend. Optimus Primal introduces the Autobots to the tribe that has guarded the other half of the Transwarp Key for ages. Primal tells Prime that humans are more than meet the eye. A nice inverse of the usual slogan used to describe Transformers.
Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Scourge connects the two sides of the Transwarp Key, which creates a huge third-act portal machine inside a volcano. Unicron can finally begin his ascent to Earth. Side note, Coleman Domingo's voice as Unicron is incredible, and he's filling some pretty big shoes. A previous voice of Unicron was Orson Welles in Transformers the movie.
I am Unicron.
The Maximals and Autobots unite for the final battle and face off against Scourge. Mirage sacrifices himself to protect Noah, and we learn that Noah's brother Chris has given Mirage the nickname Knuckles, a third Sonic the Hedgehog character who first appeared in Sonic 3. Surprisingly, Mirage is only mostly dead, and in a final act, transforms into an exosuit around Noah. We've seen the exosuits in the G1 cartoons. Noah seems no match for Scourge, but Prime has his back and also slides in that breakdancing pose. I like it. I love that Prime fights dirty here. Chucks some lava into Scourge's face like a heel wrestler throwing salt into the eyes of his opponent. Scourge begs Unicron for help, and he obliges by setting Scorponok's, but it's too late. Prime cuts off his arms and tears off his head. In the process, the console where Elena needs to enter the safeguard is destroyed. As is tradition, Optimus Prime offers to sacrifice himself by destroying the key. He breaks the key, and Unicron and all the surrounding Terrorcon tech is sucked back into the portal. Noah saves Optimus Prime, and then those two are saved by Optimus Primal, cementing the bond between Autobots, humans, and Maximals. Noah is reunited with his family back in New York, and he's back on the job hunt. He goes to another job interview at Slizza Imports, and this time the security guard is watching 60 Minutes, where we see Leslie Stahl interviewing Elena, who's being credited for discovering the hidden Incan village beneath the church in Peru. She's living her dream. During the interview, Noah is asked about his recent work in Peru, which he refuses to disclose, but this interview is more than meets the eye as well. He knows exactly what Noah has been up to in Peru and who his big friends are. The man adjusts a Real Hero award on the wall, which reveals a secret facility where they're building a futuristic-looking jet that could be a Sky Striker. Noah discovers that this company is a front for the G.I. Joes, and they want to join forces with the Autobots. While Noah doesn't outright accept the job, it looks like Hasbro is trying to launch a new cinematic universe, and I am here for it. The recruiter is listed as Agent Burke, which could be a reference to the character Matthew Burke, a James Bond-esque character who was featured in the G.I. Joe cartoon episode The Spy Who Rooked Me. The post-credit scene features Noah showing Reek what looks to be a Porsche rebuilt with scraps. The Porsche is, of course, Mirage. Reek is now aware of Transformers, and I think Noah may be putting a team together. Woo! What a ride! I definitely feel like the franchise is on a cool path, especially with the G.I. Joe crossover they teased. If you want more of us talking Transformers, we broke it down in the Breakroom. The link to that is in the description. Don't forget to subscribe to the new Breakroom channel. We've got great Secret Invasion content coming up, as well as all your favorite Breakroom hosts, bits, and insane characters. We're having fun over there, and we hope you'll join us. Don't forget to check out our many great merch options at nerdriot.shop. Follow me at Tommy Bechtold. Follow New Rockstars on all social platforms. And be sure to subscribe to our channel here on YouTube for more analysis of everything you love. Thanks for watching. Roll out.